Restoration. Restoration. Restore your life through laughter. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Restoration Through Laughter. I'm your host, comedian, evangelist, Delightful K, and I'm so elated to be on again today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Just a little bit of homework out of the way, as we always do. This is a nonprofit show, WYTV7 Christian Broadcasters Network, Inc. We are asking you to help the vision of God to continue to go forth by donating, by tuning in, and by following and sharing these videos that they might touch the lives of many. So we're asking you to get on, reach out to us on Facebook. That way you can donate and continue to help God push his vision. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and introduce our awesome guest that we have today, none other than founder of I Speak Hope, Miss Renee Jones. How are you this morning, Renee?
Hello there. I am wonderful. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so awesomely elated to have you here this morning, because what we're going to get into today, guys, this is something that a lot of people know about, but it is not shared. It is not talked about. So on Restoration Through Laughter, we're going to talk about a lot of different things that are not the norm. We're going to talk about a lot of taboo things. So I want for you to just tell us a little bit about yourself and give us a little bit about your ministry.
Wow. Okay. So I'm going to break it down real smooth and easy. I got pregnant at 17. First, let me back up. Do you know that old saying that say, whatever goes on in this house, stay in this house? Let's let that go. Let's let that go. It's time to let that go, because that's what happened to me. Whatever went on in my household, it stayed in my household. And I believe that this is what kind of drugged me along to the railroads that I went through. So I was pregnant at 17. I got married at 18. I did not really know the gentleman when I married him. It was the first time I had sex, and it was the first time I got married. So he ended up being an abuser. So my marriage was 3 years of abuse, domestic violence abuse. And that started off mentally, physically, mentally, financially, spiritually, then physically. Because then he broke me, moved me way out somewhere so my family couldn't get to me, so I couldn't get nowhere. And it was terrible. So that was 3 years of broken nose, busted eyes, fractured skull, fractured ribs, 3 surgeries. Oh, God. Beaten into a baby came out of me. I mean, literally blood in the tissue, okay, which I've already have made peace with God on that. So it started off that way. But what happened was I was looking for love. My mom was married for a long time, and other people getting married, and I wanted to be that one in that white pretty dress and get married. So I figured, okay, you know what, you'll work. Let's do this. But he ended up.
Let me ask you this. Ministry, I Speak Hope. Yes. Could you tell us a little bit about that ministry, and then we can go into kind of how that was developed, because all of our people out there want to maybe get your information and find out how they can be a part of this movement. So when you develop I Speak Hope, how is that developing? Could you tell us your mission for that particular ministry?
I'm a survivor of domestic violence, human trafficking, substance abuse, and mental health. I've lived 2 lives in 1 lifetime. People would say, oh man, come on, girl, you didn't go through all of that. But yes, I did. And due to the stigma that goes on out here, and when someone say, oh man, she crazy, really, literally, I was crazy. It was some things going on. So it was time for me to put a stop to that. I was tired of the stigma. I was tired of the doctors not really knowing. They just want to pill push. I was tired of people just, labeling us or trying to figure us out. So we had to get together, and I decided, instead of speaking stigma to everyone, instead of speaking hatred, let's share some love. Let's speak hope. Now see, maybe if we start speaking hope to each other and start loving on each other, then America would be great. That's
Right.
when America would be great. So I decided to develop I Speak Hope movement. So the movement is a faith-based movement, and we move to educate, to provide prevention, and to share the hope. And right now we have 7 different states with 7 different chapters operating and running, where we will also do online webinars, and we have online ministries where prayer for prayer and different things. We have someone that deals with resources and referrals, so wherever you are in what state, that person can research for you and refer you over. We also have other different things that's going on that's being developed, because we're getting ready now to get the youth involved, and it's called KIDD, K-I-D-D, Speak Up. And they're going to be going into monologues, sharing maybe their story of abuse and bullying, but not so much. A lot of kids may not talk about themselves, but when they're on stage, they really talk about them.
Wow.
They didn't acting it out with someone else.
This is such an amazing platform that you have to reach people and to get the word out there. As y'all heard, she's speaking about hope. I speak hope. And she's included the kids into this, because adults are not the only people that are hurting. Adults are not the only people who are going through things. And so take a moment to do some homework once again. This is WYTV7. If you're just tuning in, we have none other than author and founder of I Speak Hope, Miss Renee Jones, and she's telling us a little bit about her testimony of being a survivor of sex trafficking, being a survivor of being in an abusive relationship. So for those of you out there who feel like that you are trapped, who feel like that you can't turn your life around, as you see that God can turn it. So I want to at this time read her favorite scripture, which is Psalms 31. The Lord, a fortress, in you, O Lord, I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in your righteousness. Bow down your ear to me. Deliver me speedily. Be my rock of refuge, a fortress of defense to save me. So that there in itself just tells you that if she's holding on to God, he's allowed her to push forward in what it is that is causing her to be so successful and reaching others that have been through some of the things she's been through. Let me ask you some more questions. You talked about your education. I think that that's very important. If you would share with us how you got to get your education and the trials along the way.
I left school in 9th grade. I continued to go to school, but I went just to hang out. So 9th grade, I was really done, the 9th grade education. What happened was when I prayed out to God and I asked God, I said, God, if you help me, I promise you that I help those just like me. So he grabbed that long arm and he reached down and he literally grabbed me up out of the box. This is where the human trafficking piece and the sex trafficking came in at. So once all that was taken care of, I was in my bathroom and I was crying out, and I knew that I could not begin to help anyone until I helped myself first. I can tell you about how it feels to get into abuse and get into human trafficking and get into the crack cocaine and all of that, but I really couldn't understand how to get out until I had to educate myself on some things. So it took me like 8 tries before I went to go get my GED. I believe I was 42. And that 8th time is when I got my GED. So I received that. And I said, oh my God, thank you. No, if I can do that, I can keep going. So he was like, no, you got to move forward. Keep moving forward. So I went from my associate's to my bachelor's, and now I have a master's.
Wow, that is to be commended.
I'm talking about a person who had a 9th grade education, who's been through so much in her lifetime, who sat down and put a pair of shoes up under the bed. So every time I would look for those shoes every morning, or night, I knew I had to get down on my knees. So while I was down there on my knees, I had no other choice but to pray to God. I didn't know how to pray, but all I knew was if I just say, help me, it was coming.
Amen. So everybody, once again, I am so elated to have this awesome woman of God. She's an author. She's the founder of I Speak Hope, and she also has some up and coming things going on. But we're talking about restoration. This show is talking about restoration, how God can restore you back to the place you need to be. So I want for everybody to understand that on this morning, if you're going through something in your life, if you are feeling trapped, if you're feeling like there's no way out, if you don't know what to do, how to do, what's the next step, she's telling us that she made a point to put shoes under her bed to make sure that she got on her knees. And it doesn't matter what you say, like she did tell us at the beginning that she's new in Christ. That's a testimony in itself, because found Christ. So we're excited and we're going to lift it up for that on the
Thank you.
she found Jesus. But it's so important to understand that you cannot have anything without prayer. And the only word she could say was help me. So if you're that person out there and you are feeling like there is no way out, there is no way to turn, you need to reach for God and ask him to help you. Go to Psalms 31, read it every day, get it in your spirit so you can get the strength you need to move forward. So let's talk about some more things. When you talk about the sex trafficking, could you tell us a little bit of how you even got involved in that and what happened while you were involved in sex trafficking? What were some of the things that happened?
After the divorce, I went out and I was looking for love in all the wrong places. I went to a club and I met this gentleman, and he wined and dined me, gave me the little dollar pillar from the dollar store, and I thought that was it. In less than a week's time, he had me standing on the corner in Cleveland, Ohio on Prospect Avenue. That's what we had called the Hostro. And I was looking for this love, so I figured that this is my way of getting this man. See, we know how to get them, but we don't have the right way of knowing how to keep them and what's really good for us when it comes down to a man. It took me up until 3 years ago to really learn that. But however, we went from different states, and within my second year doing this, I was in New York, and I was locked in this room, and he was bringing men to me at that time. So I didn't know what's going on. All I knew at that particular time that I wanted out. It was time for me to go. Everywhere I would go with them, I was right in the trunk of the car. People would say, well, how did you breathe? Because you can breathe in the trunk of a car. The back seat, the windows, all of that was let down, and it was terrifying. That's why I've always talked about being locked in a box. You can be locked in a box in different ways, but one thing I do know, and I have learned, that I have to unlock my heart so God can come in, so I can continue to grow and save myself, not just others, but myself as well. What happened was in New York City, they ended up raiding the place that we were in, the house or the building that we were in. I went to court. And when I went to court, I just busted out, started crying, and I asked God, I said, Lord, you got to help me. What do I do now? And I figured this is my chance to run. But I could not just literally run out of court. So I broke down in front of the judge, and I asked the judge, I said, listen, I need help. I want to go home. And I kept saying, I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home. Within 3 days, they expedited me back to Ohio. I went back to Ohio, and I stayed out. Keep in mind, I had that urge. I didn't want to go, but I kept saying, Lord, help me. I can't go back. Help me. Something got to be better. Help me. If you continue to talk to yourself, you don't have to worry about me. Let me tell you about me. I didn't know a script. I didn't know the Bible. I had all these self-help books because I like the cover of them, or somebody said, read this, so I go out and get it. But I didn't understand what I was reading. So I figured the best thing for me to do is call on them. So I just said, okay, Father God, I don't know what to do now, but you're going to have to be here with me. Which way do I go? Who do I talk to? How do I get help? And I was talking to myself. So I ended up getting out, and I ended up going to my sister's home, and I stayed there until I got myself together.
Wow. So those of you who are listening and who have just tuned in, today we're talking about restoration, as we always do. But we're talking about a woman who has survived sex trafficking and an abusive relationship, and just pretty much anything that you probably can dream of, it seems like she's encountered. Her name is Renee Jones. She is author and founder of I Speak Hope. So if you're just joining in, thank you for tuning in with us once again. And I also has a book. We will talk about that a little bit later in the show, and I'll have her give out that information as to how you guys can reach her and also get this awesome book. But before, of course, we got homework to do. This is WYTV7. We are a nonprofit out of Charlotte, North Carolina. So we are engaging you and asking you, if you have listened to this show and something has touched your heart, follow us, share this video that others might be able to be touched or get something from this or be set free. Also, we're asking you to donate. $5 goes a long way. $10, if you're able to donate more, we welcome that. But we're asking you that you help us to keep God's vision in motion, that we will be able to help one person at a time. That is our mission. If we can just reach one, and in reaching one, the job is done, as I always say. So we're talking about the story is baffling to me because I've never met a person who has survived sex trafficking, but it also helps me to understand even greater things of how God is. God will make a way of escape for you. The word is that he'll prepare a way of escape. As she went to these different things in her life, God was still preparing a way of escape. So could you tell us a little bit of how you actually got out of this lifestyle and embarked upon this new woman of God that you are today?
When I left out of human trafficking, I ended up getting my own place and having my kids back with me. I didn't know no other way to survive, so I started working. And of course, I was collecting food stamps and everything, doing what I needed to do to survive. Well, one particular time, I was in my bathroom when I was crying, and I was asking for help because I didn't know what to do. I knew I just could not stay where I was. It had to be more out there for me. I ended up turning into, once I left there, I ended up smoking crack. I never smoked cigarettes. I never drank the beer. I never had any alcohol. I don't know what happened. I went straight to the crack cocaine because I needed to medicate myself. I needed to hold myself. I needed something to validate me, and that's what it was at that particular time. So that went on for a while, and I walked in my house one day, and I was looking at my sons, and I saw the pain and the hurt, and I was looking at them all the time, but this particular day, God let me see something totally different. And he told me that day, he said, you say it. If I help you, that you were going to help those just like you. It's time to get busy. It's time to do that. It took less than a week, and I went to a treatment facility. I stayed it was a 30-day treatment facility. I was put out in 7 days, and I was okay with that because I knew then there was a calling on my soul. So I'm in Birmingham, I went to Cleveland, and then Cleveland I decided to go head on, and I started doing what God wanted me to do. I started trying to pray on what I should do. And he said, what was your struggle? What was the things out there that you went through that I took you through and saved you so you could come back today and help someone? And that was being hurt, put down, feeling mistreated, feeling abused. There was the stigma, that was the looks, that was the smell in me, that was all of that. And I don't want no one else to feel that way. You shouldn't have to have that same smell. You shouldn't have to have that same look. You should always be able to look at yourself and say, I am beautiful, I can do this. This is what God wants me to do. I said, I knew then when God sent me to another area in my life and pulled that chapter in my book, he knew then that it was going to be some therapy done. So I decided to create a movement, and I decided to make this movement out of I Speak Hope. I don't want you to tell me anything else that's gonna block my blessings from God. Don't sit up here and tell me, girl, what you should be doing. Girl, you can't do this. Girl, you crazy. Even if it's a joking matter, it hurts us. See, our minds still want us to go out there and make money the way that we used to make money. But our heart is saying something different because God is in my heart and in my soul. Hey, thank you, Lord. So that's what it is.
So as you were speaking, you said something very important. If you guys are listening, once again, we are here and getting a burst in how to survive some major things that Miss Renee Jones has been through. She's an author and also founder of I Speak Hope. And she said something that's key to getting out, and that is prayer. So, you have to pray. And when you hear God speak, you have to address his voice and you have to move on it. So, you can want something and you can pray for something, but you have to activate that faith and you have to work that faith that it come to fruition because see, there's an order. And, I sometimes in evangelizing, I tell people all the time that there is an order. If you ask God for something, first off, you got to understand that what she said, I took you through this. So you don't know the way and how he's going to take you through. But once it's done and it's over, then the work starts. It's time to get busy. As she said, it's time to start working. It's time to put whatever it is that God has assigned to your hand to work it. So on today, if you could just give us a little information about your book, please show us the book if you have it on hand. Tell us a little bit about your book and what we can expect, just a little summary.
My book is based on my life. It's a true story. It's at Barnes & Nobles and Amazon, or you can get it from me and I will be able to sign it for you. And my book is in each chapter of my life, basically, and also have, it's a plan in there for domestic violence, how to get out step by step. I'm talking about the real cautious part of getting out, not just packing up and leaving. being cautious. It talked about my human trafficking, on the parts that you need to look for and what not to look for, and how and when it's time to jump up and save your own skin. My book also talks about my drug abuse, and I also have over 80 national numbers of survival, domestic violence number, the sex trafficking number, the AANA, the mental health, all of that information is in there. I always tell my clients and friends and people that I meet that if you have to leave, if you can't grab but one thing, grab this book, because all the information you're going to need with numbers and everything will be in the back of the book. And this way you will not be alone because you have information on hand.
Great. So if we wanted to reach you, Renee, reach out to any of your ministries, connect with you, could you give us information how we can do that? And also right after that, I want for you to give some words of encouragement to our listeners that are listening, encourage them in a way that will help them to make that first step.
Sure, I will. First, let me say this, you guys. I also have t-shirts for I Speak Hope movement. There, I Speak Hope human trafficking, I Speak Hope domestic violence, mental health, and child abuse. You already saw my book. You can reach me and you can order these products at www.ispeakhope.org. That's the website, ispeakhope.org. Or you can email me. And this is my personal email, so you can come directly to me. I will respond. And that would be speakhope4@gmail.com. Speakhope4, the number 4@gmail.com. I also want to offer you guys something else. And first, I want to thank you all for listening, but I want to offer you something else. If you could help me make a donation to this radio station of $20, my book costs $20 at Barnes & Noble. I will send you this book for free. If you make a donation of $30 to the Christian radio station that we're on now, which is freaking awesome, I will also send you a book and a t-shirt of your choice. What you do when you send that money in, and that's a donation, you won't be paying for the book or the t-shirt. Leave your name and address. She would contact me and I would ship it right out to you. That's my gift to you. And also,
thank you. Thank you, Hope.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Also, I want to say this, and this is serious. Life is funny. It changes so much. There's so many different things going on. You wake up one day and you can be like, oh my God, what just happened? I can be in Florida. I live in Florida and it may rain or it may snow. We just don't know what can happen. We don't know what happens to ourselves the next day. But the most important part I want to ask you all, and I want to be able to say to you, is please, please reach out to someone and give them some hope. If you don't do nothing, stand in Walmart, Target, your grocery store, at work, just look at them. If you look at a person good enough, you can see the pain, you can see the hurt. And just walk over there to them and tell them, hey, I love you. Hey, I got you. Hey, it's okay. Everything's going to be all right. You'll be surprised what 4 little words can do. So I'm going to tell you before we end this broadcast that I love you. And I'm here for you. There is no such thing as you wouldn't understand. Trust me. I understand. I've been there. And I'm ready to listen. And you can reach me again. Email me, because I'm also a life coach and a sex coach. So, and I'm licensed. So you can reach me at speakhope4@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to hearing from you. And I would look forward to sending you a book, because you're going to love it. So please help me, help this broadcast, and help everyone else by spread the love, spread the hope, and spread the joy. Amen.
Amen. Amen. I just want to say to you, Hope, this has been such a tremendous interview. It's been awesome speaking with you. It's been awesome hearing your story. Thank you so much for coming on, for sharing, taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you got a lot going on. And I'm so excited that you took out time to be a part of this. Not only did she take out time, everyone, to be a part, but she's offering something to you guys to get to actually get information. And that is something that's greater than anything. She's giving you nuggets and giving you something free. You know, we all can do free because really, truly, when you're donating that $30, but you're getting something that truly is more valuable than the $30 that you put in. So thank you so much for thinking of us, WYTV7 Christian Network Broadcasters, and for allowing your ministry to be a part of lifting up this awesome broadcast. I'm so happy and grateful to be a part of such a great ministry, and that God has opened up such great doors through WYTV7. So I'm telling you guys, please tune in, please share, please put down and follow us if anything that has been said has touched your heart, anything that has been spoken on. If you just want to reach out to us and talk to the broadcasters, you can reach me directly. My phone number is 864-401-0331. You also can reach me on Facebook as well on Godly Laughter Ministries LLC. If you just, because I'm an evangelist, don't misconstrue that because we're doing a broadcast, I am working for God. So if you need the word, if you need encouraging, if you need that, you have myself, you have Guest Renee Jones, who's offered those services to you to reach out and take those first steps to be set free from whatever bondage you are captured in. As we end this broadcast, I just want to do the homework again, as I always call it. This is WYTV7 Christian Broadcasters Network, Inc. We are encouraging you to be a part of this great vision. It will be so awesome to have each and every person tune in. Share your stories. Tell us about what's going on in your life. Tell us about the people that you've seen on the broadcast that have touched you. And tell us about your testimonies. If someone has caused you to change something in your life, if you've been able to get information from any of the people that you see on the show, let us know that. We want to know that. Also, I just want to give this information here. For those of you who are in an abusive relationship, who are in a situation where you're being used for sex trafficking, please reach out to the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 that you might be able to get the help that you need. Also, please donate that you might be able to get this awesome book with all the numbers, all the information that you need to get the nuggets that you need to be set free. We thank you once again for joining us. We wish you the best in your ministry. We wish you the best going forward. And thank you. Again, that verse before we end is Psalms 31. And you can read that and hold on to it, that you might be set free, that God can be your fortress. Thank you so much, and you guys have a wonderful day.
Bye. Thank you. Restoration. Restore your life through laughter.